Hello and welcome to Tome of Uselessness. I'm Devin.
I'm Dan.
And this week we are talking about my friend Alchemy and Metal Alchemist.
That's right, Full Metal Alchemist. The Netflix
live action.
Yeah, just released or live action one.
Yeah, the movie.
Yes. I think it just came out this week.
Did it really?
Yeah, or
we're
like the week we're recording.
This.
Yeah, like because it just appeared.
Yeah. Okay. So, start out by letting everybody know that Dan has read the manga.
Yeah.
Seen all of the animes.
Yeah, the second anime, the one that came out in 2009, which was based on the manga, because the first one, the end wasn't. So the second one was fully based off the manga.
Okay. And I went into this completely blind.
Yeah, you had never even heard of it.
No, I know that you had talked about it once.
Okay, well.
and a lot of people come into the store and ask for the okay, I gotta just clarify. Tony always calls this my chemical alchemist.
Yeah.
My chemical alchemist, and now I can't.
It's stuck in your brain?
Yeah, I can't think of what it's actually called, which is Full Metal Alchemist.
Yes.
They always come in asking for the pocket watch.
Right. I was there, or try to make like the uniform or something like that, I guess.
No, it's always the pocket.
Always the pocket watch?
Do you have the Full Metal Alchemist pocket watch? And I'm like,
which is very specific.
No, I don't.
Yeah, that's fair. And it was strange. We didn't really get a good shot of the prop in this. A couple times he's holding it.
Yeah, I caught it because people ask me for it all the time.
Yeah.
But I don't think I would have caught it otherwise.
Yeah, they never brought it up.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
Well, I don't want to get too much into it already.
Yeah.
But I kind of figured that it was a thing to help him concentrate his powers.
No.
All right. I was wrong.
Yeah, that's okay.
Because there's...
It's a good guess.
Well, there's a scene where he thinks he's found Philosopher's Stone in a priest's ring.
Yes.
And he's like, oh, no, it was actually just a thing to concentrate his powers. And so that's what I figured.
Right.
The
watch was about?
Yeah. Oh, man, we're going to have a good day with words.
Yeah.
So that's just what I assumed.
No, it's a good guess, but not what it's actually about.
All right. So we're going to do things a little bit differently this time. Because I went into it blind, I'm going to talk a bit about my impressions of it.
Sure.
And then Dan will talk a bit as a person who's... Like, he can give you his opinion as a person who's educated on the subject.
Well, I know more about the universe. Right?
Yeah. Okay.
But I was trying to focus in on the movie. Like,
yes.
Okay, what
no,
are they
obviously,
presenting?
but, obviously we're going to have different opinions.
Sure.
Based on knowledge of things.
Right.
Okay, so, first of all, I'd like to say that I enjoyed this movie. I felt like it was a really good representation of anime.
Yeah.
Because I felt like I was watching an anime. There was goofy bits, there were serious bits, people had crazy hair. It was everything I wanted from an anime.
Yeah, it was so Japanese in how it's like so like whimsical, and then it's like super serious a second later, and then someone's screaming, ah! And I was like, wow.
Yeah. And I felt like, because I did look up a few things afterwards, which I'll get to, and spoilers, whatever, fuck it. So I did look up a few things afterwards, and I thought that it looked very much like it did in the anime or the manga.
Yeah, they captured it well.
Yeah. So, so I went in to it knowing nothing. I thought that Full Metal Alchemist was about mech suits in space, which I think is a different anime.
I think so as well.
I totally
There's a couple different ones.
I thought it was like mech suits in space and mechanical angels.
Nice.
Yeah, which I'm sure is an anime, but not this one.
Not this one.
I was kind of like mentally prepared for that, so I was a little bit caught off guard because it starts with these two kids in some time period, and it really just jumps right in there.
Yeah.
They're doing alchemy, and then their mom dies, and then they decide to bring back their mom with alchemy. This is all the first 10 minutes, by the way, too.
No, it's like the first 5 minutes.
5 minutes, right?
Yeah.
They decide to bring back their mom with alchemy, and their house kind of explodes into a tornado.
Yeah.
And one of the kids flies away on a magical door.
Yeah.
And then And then we jump like 20 years or something and they're grown up.
That was one of the things that they never give us a clear indication of the time jump.
Yeah.
It's never like, oh, that thing happened 5 years ago, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Because he's supposed to be young. That's the whole point. Is that they do mention it at one point, that how he passed his exam when he was 12. But we don't know how old he is now.
I just assumed he was like 20.
Yeah, I think he's hovering around the 17, 18 mark.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's close.
Yeah, no, but I was kind of like, tell us how old he is.
Yeah. So, the beginning, I had no idea what was going on. I really felt out of place.
Especially since it wasn't in space.
It wasn't in space. There was no mech suits. There was no mechanical angels. So I was like, what is going on? So I was actually like texting down. I'm like, I have no idea what's going on. And then like we jump from that to like this really like, I just want to call it goofy. It was a really goofy fight scene.
No, the tone of that was such a switch that I was like, wait, is this going to be the movie?
Yeah, well, it was very anime, right? Like, so it was this goofy fight scene where it's the priest with the ring versus Ed. Yeah, got his name right. And they're doing alchemy, which apparently means that they can summon rocks and rock demon friends and all kinds of stuff. I guess like a sentient suit of armor, which we later find out of his brother Al. Comes and fights. Then they beat I don't know, they summon a giant face made out of rock.
Yeah, that was definitely
wins, and then there's a guy with fire. So anyways, I was confused for a good portion of the movie.
Sure.
But it kind of all came together eventually.
Yeah, it was surprisingly well done that the story made sense at the end.
Totally did. Yeah, it totally did. Overall, I enjoyed it.
Sure.
And even when I was confused, I was enjoying the scenes. It was way better than Death Note.
Yeah, the visuals were really well done, and I have no idea what the budget for this was, but it
seemed better than Death Note.
Yeah, and it has good CG and stuff like that. There was a couple points, okay, whatever, but like, it still was...
Yeah, but even when it was whatever, I was kind of okay with it. Like, there was...
No, exactly. It wasn't like, it was like, oh my god.
And like... It was just, it blows my mind how anime it was, because like even when the girl that travels with them, Winry, sees Al for the first time and Ed's not with him, and she like runs up and does like anime scream and jumps on him and stuff. It was like, that's very...
Well, and the scene when they're on the train and then she's like yelling out of the train.
Yeah. That's so good.
That's straight out of an anime.
Yeah, like it was done so well. So I don't want to go through the whole story plot, point by plot point, but there was a few things that I wanted to specifically talk about.
Yeah.
Oh, and the other thing, since I'm talking about how much it felt like an anime.
Yeah.
There were characters, like actors, who looked like they were like from an anime. Specifically, I'm thinking of I can't remember if he was a general or the colonel, like when he gets killed in the phone booth. Captain
Hughes.
Yeah, his face.
Yes,
I've seen it in animes.
he was like he was probably my favorite representation of a character from Full Metal Alchemist.
Okay, yeah.
Like he was so spot on.
Like I feel like I've seen his face like on fan art and body pillows at anime cons.
Yeah, no, he was really good.
Yeah. No, it's just it's like...
I'll say, before you get going all into more plot point stuff, I just wanted to say, I actually really did enjoy it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, and would recommend watching it to someone, especially who hasn't seen Full Metal Alchemist. It's like a good intro.
Okay.
It's a far better one than Death Note ever was.
Oh, God.
Yeah. But, to go back to your plot points that you wanted to talk about.
There was a few things I was fuzzy on.
Sure. Well, and this was, like I said, it intros, because there's a lot that's not in it.
Okay. So, first of all, we need to start with Ed.
Yeah.
And God?
truth.
Truth. Okay. Question mark?
Yeah, I was weird when they were when he's like, oh, I am blah, 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 I am God, truth. And I was like, I don't remember them mentioning God.
Oh,
but
okay.
I definitely remember, like, his name is Truth when he goes.
His name is Truth.
When he goes to the other side. Yeah.
Okay. So where are they?
It's basically like when he goes to the other side in some kind of, like,
cosmic whatever.
Yeah, cosmic furnace or whatever. Like, it's the truth of the universe.
Okay.
Is behind that door.
Okay. So is what happened when they tried to summon Mom?
Yes.
Is what happened that Truth took Al's body as payment for Mom?
Basically, like, yeah, it's forbidden to do that, and they were never, they don't allude to it, but it's revealed later.
They said it's taboo.
It's taboo, yes, but it's revealed later is basically when you try to do that, you end up with Truth, and he basically will kill you or do something horrible to you.
Okay, so...
And then the experiment goes wrong all the time anyway.
Yeah, so Truth has Al's body.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yes.
But then they didn't get Mom. So then Ed went to Truth and he traded his leg for
Al's soul?
For Mom? Because he traded his arm and he traded his leg.
Yeah. I think the leg was just part of the first experiment. Like when they were trying to bring back the mom.
Oh, because I thought Al just was the first experiment.
No, I think it was both, because it had to be something from both of them, because both their blood was in the...
Oh, so how come it was Al's entire body but only Ed's leg?
It needed, a lot from one...
Okay.
I don't think that part is ever fully explained. It's like, no, he just took Al and then Ed lost his leg.
What I understood was that Al was exchanged for Mom, but it didn't work. So then Ed went to Truth and was like, where's my mom? Pay up. And then, so he took his leg, but then Mom was like built backwards or something.
Yeah, it always goes wrong.
Yeah, it's like all... yeah. So then he went back and he's like, give me Al's soul.
Yeah.
And then it went into the suit of armor.
Yeah, he trades his arm, and then they didn't show it, which I was kind of surprised, because it's a big deal, is that he puts like an alchemical ruin or circle in the armor to hold Al's soul.
Okay.
So it's not just that his soul inhabits like a random piece of armor, it's like literally he draws out of blood like this soul circle to maintain his connection to the armor, because in the show he has to maintain it a couple times, like he cuts himself and then redraws it so it's fresh again.
Oh, because I thought...
Yeah, I was really shocked they didn't show that.
I thought it was because
important.
The armor knocked over into the circle and that's why it went in.
No, it's like, yeah, it gets knocked over and then he goes in there and then he draws it in desperation and he's all like, give me back my brother, and and draws like this alchemical circle in there to maintain his soul connection.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was really shocked they didn't show that because it's important information.
Yeah, I didn't get that at all.
Yeah, no, it's not shown at all, which I was surprised.
So, okay, cool. So that's explained now.
Yeah.
Next plot point.
Sure.
Okay, so the scholar that they go to see with the daughter and the dog.
Yeah. Tucker.
Yes. Okay. His job is to mash up things.
Yeah, they want to make chimera.
Yeah.
Assuming that the military wants to weaponize things.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just like clarifying for me first.
Yeah, absolutely.
First of all, the actress that played his daughter was the cutest little girl in the whole world.
She, again, was straight out of anime.
Totally. And, like, with what happens...
Yeah.
They picked the perfect actress, because if it was an annoying kid, I wouldn't have given a shit.
No, absolutely. and even in the show and everything, too, you're like,
it's heartstring. Yeah, I know, because... Well, okay, we'll get to that in a second.
Sure.
Okay, so... Tucker's making... What are they called?
Chimera.
Sorry, I almost want to say chimera.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's chimera.
It's chimera.
Okay. So 2 years before Ed comes to see him, he made his wife into one.
That's implied.
With something.
Yes.
And then she was able to communicate, please let me die.
Yeah.
Okay.
3 words, let me die.
Yeah. Do you know what she was combined with? Or?
No, it's never really revealed.
Okay, so it's obviously an uncomfortable situation.
Yeah, it's a failed experiment, they say.
And so Ed goes to him to learn more about the Philosopher's Stone so that they can bring back Al, because that's what they need to do that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But he doesn't really...
Yeah, it was kind of an odd plot point, or like the way it was set up, that he's like, oh, send them to go see send them to see the Chimera Doctor. And then, and I was trying to remember, in the anime, they stumble across him...
randomly?
Not randomly, but they're looking for, information, I think, about Marco, and then they learn about Tucker, who used to work for him, I think is what it was.
Oh, okay.
So there's a chain there, whereas here it was just send them to them, but it doesn't really have much to do with
I felt like it was more setting up so that the Colonel, or who was it? The old bad guy.
He was a general, I guess. I think he was a general.
The general, so that he could fuck things up later. He wanted to send them on a bit of a wild goose chase.
That's kind of how it seems like it is.
Yeah. Okay, so Tucker.
Yeah.
So he hypnotizes Al.
Yes.
Implies that Al's memories might be false memories.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, well, and this again could be that he was working with the general, and the general had given him some kind of orders to maybe do that kind of thing to them, to try to drive them apart.
I'm just trying to figure out why plot-wise, I understand.
Yes.
We needed a moment for the brothers to kind of have an out so that they could make up.
Yes.
But story-wise, I don't understand.
It's presented, I think, that, he wants to study him a little bit so then he can learn more about imbuing a soul, and that's revealed later, imbuing a soul into something that's soulless.
Okay.
Because that's the end plot of the general. So I think he was like, Ed did it as a kid. How did he do it?
Gotcha.
He did it by sacrificing his arm.
Yeah.
So they're like, okay, well, maybe there's a way you can do it without sacrificing an arm. Right. So that's maybe, I think, what was going on there.
Okay.
It's like you say, it's not fully revealed or explained. Even I was kind of like, does this even have anything to do with anything? Because Tucker's a very minor incident in the anime and the manga.
Okay.
It's like, it happens and then they move on.
Right.
Right. So.
But everybody's still upset about his daughter dog.
Sure.
Because when Ed and Winry leave Al there to go talk to somebody else, and then when they get back, it turns out that Tucker has decided to mash up his dog and his daughter together.
Yeah, into some kind of sad thing.
A weird looking thing.
Yeah, actually, and that's exactly how it looked.
Yeah, that was what I looked up. Because I was like, is that what it looks like? Because it looks fucking weird.
Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah. Yeah, Tony, I think I don't know if he said he read the manga or watched it, but he's like, that was just a really upsetting part.
Sure it is. It's kind of like, this dude was so obsessed with his research, he sacrificed his wife and his daughter.
And his dog.
For it. And it's just kind of like, I think it's supposed to be like a pointing that it's like, this is how you can take it too far.
Yeah.
Right.
What happens to his daughter dog?
It's never revealed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Probably got put down.
Possible.
Okay. So yeah, that was the next plot point that I was just wanted to
like I said, I think it was more so that they could find out how Ed imbued his soul into this suit of armor.
Okay. The next part is with what's the doctor's name? Monroe? Marco. Yeah. Did he do the first alchemy or the first Philosopher's Stone?
Yes.
Okay. That was his purpose.
That was his point. Yeah, that's what he did for the military.
Okay.
Was he researched and figured out how to make the Philosopher's Stone.
Which they've made in a POW camp.
Yes.
By sacrificing peoples.
Yes.
They made homunculi.
Well, that's later.
Oh, no, wait.
Yeah,
they took the stone.
Well...
No, they didn't. They made
the
stones.
Homunculi, it's applied the homunculi were there before because Marco knew them.
Oh, so he didn't make the first stone?
No.
Okay.
But he made the ones that we eventually see in the big vat.
Yeah. Okay. So the 7 deadly sins, or the 3 of the 7 deadly sins we see are homunculi.
Yeah.
What are they called again?
Homunculi.
Homunculi, okay. And so we get lust, envy, and gluttony.
Yes. Those are our 3.
Envy's hair is everything.
Yeah. There was a lot of product.
It was
to maintain
amazing.
Yeah.
It's worth, as soon as I saw Envy, I was like, oh my god, this is an anime.
Yes.
I mean, Lust was great as well, and so was Gluttony with his weird...
Yeah. Yeah, it was funny when they had to get him to walk with it, like I assume prop wise.
Yeah.
Because there was a couple shots where he's like has to move with the teeth all out.
Yeah.
And he's just like waddling around. Yeah.
It was good.
Speaking of hair, I just got to point out, it kind of was. I was okay with it. Ed's hair did not look good.
No, it didn't. It looked like a bad wig.
Yeah, I was like, is his hair dyed or is this a wig? I was like, what is going on? Because everyone else they just made have dark hair because it's Japanese and they're all Japanese. And I understand some Japanese people dye their hair. But I was like, dude, just let it be black hair. It's fine.
I felt like they colored it after it was shot. That's what it looked like to me.
Yeah, I couldn't figure it out. And I tried to just ignore it as the movie went on.
I felt like they CG'd the blonded.
We'll spend millions CGing the blonde. But anyway, I was just like talking about hair. I was just kind of like, why does his hair look so weird?
But Envy's hair was great.
His hair was, like I said, there was a lot of product.
Oh, is it a boy?
Well, it's kind of it's a he, she.
Oh, okay.
Envy's whole thing is that power is all that matters.
Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell.
Yeah, I think it's androgynous is the point. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So those three.
Those are our three.
Are friends-ish. They work together.
They work together.
And their whole thing was unclear to me what they were doing.
Yeah, and that's...
Aside from fucking things up occasionally.
Yes. Well, and then that's where it's like you get that one scene with Captain Hughes where he's like, oh, I think I figured out the whole thing. And then Lust is like, oh no, now you know too much. You gotta die. But so we never get the bigger picture. Someone saw it, but dies for it. That's why I think this is either this is a good intro to the show, or they're gonna make another one, or two, or that. Like I was saying, I was curious before. I was like, what are they gonna do? How do you turn 60 episodes in a giant manga into one movie? It just doesn't go well.
So this is more like an introduction.
It's definitely like a part one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't understand their whole
in the
overall point.
And it's an unfortunate thing, in the movie it's never revealed.
They're cool.
Yeah, but if they have a plan or what they're even doing, right? Because it's like, were they even in league with that general guy? Because it kind of, Lust has that line, it's like, oh, this is not what I was telling you to do.
Yeah.
So you're like, okay, they were, in league, but then we never are told if they even had a plan. Like, what was their plan? So...
Did you watch the after credits?
I did, actually. I had it on, and then I was like, oh, cool. They had a post-credit sequence.
Yeah.
I was not expecting.
So that was Envy burnt at
the Terminator 2 fence.
And then he moved a little bit. No, that wasn't it. A fucking weird lizard thing jumped out of his face.
Yes.
Which I assume has the stone in it.
Yes, and is the real Envy.
Oh, the real Envy, the little lizard friend?
Yes.
Oh, cute. I like the movie Envy with his hair. It was pretty cool.
So,
unfortunately,
obviously there are 7 of them, but we only see 3.
But we only see 3, yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, it's not really revealed. What are they doing? They're just going around killing some people, they're being bad, they have to get rid of the evidence.
Yeah.
Okay, but why?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah, it's never...
And then they kill Lust.
And Lust dies. Yeah. Well, and you think Envy dies as well.
Yeah.
But he doesn't.
He doesn't because he's a lizard.
He's a lizard. Yeah.
Is Hughes... Hughes is the general, right?
No, Captain Hughes was the guy with glasses who gets shot in the phone booth.
That's what I meant.
Yes.
I'm getting them all mixed up. All the ranks mixed up.
The rankings or whatever, except for the Colonel, because they just call him Colonel all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hughes, the friendly Hughes.
Yes. Who was great.
Yeah. Is he in the anime as well?
Yeah.
Is he a big part? Small part?
He's about the same.
Medium part?
He's basically like the catalyst to then they're like, my friend died. We got to figure out what's going on.
Okay.
And so he acts as kind of the catalyst.
I liked that scene. I wish there was a shot of it more drawn out, but when he's figuring out on the map the different locations and he's drawing that was cool.
That's what I was saying. That's the scene where he figures it out, and then but we don't get to know
I see
entirety. And I think it's pretty similar to the anime where he's like, oh man, we're all in danger, and then he gets attacked.
And then so
it's very similar in that it's just like a tease that you're like, oh, there's some kind of big plan.
Yeah. what is the big plan?
What is the plan?
It involves the deadly sins.
I did like, though, like you said, how he coordinated the circle, and then he was like, oh, that's where the actual Laboratory 5 is.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
And then that's also kind of when you're like, oh, well, the
General guy
was given them bad information.
Yeah.
Which I kind of like, I was like, he's either their dad or he's the bad guy. Was kind of my like, because at the beginning, Ed and Al, when they're talking to their mom, they're like, Dad, I'll be home soon. But then you never really know what happened to Dad.
No.
So I kind of thought, oh, maybe he's the dad because he's being so fucking helpful. But I was like, he's either the bad guy or the dad.
Right.
Yeah.
And he turns out to be the secret bad guy.
Maybe he's also the dad.
No, it's not.
He's not, is he?
No.
Is Truth the dad?
No.
Did the mom summon Truth?
Yes.
Why did the mom die?
It's revealed in the manga and the anime, I believe it is, that she just has like a disease, like cancer or something, that kind of thing. And then she's gonna die.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a bit of a letdown. I thought they did it for some reason somehow by accident.
It's just, I think it's, she just has like a disease and she's gonna die.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to think if there's any other plot points.
But Captain Hughes sees the thing.
Okay. I don't remember where I was going with that. Fire guy.
The Colonel.
The Colonel.
Yes.
What is he?
And this is some information that's really missing, because I was feeling like, because there's never even a scene in the manga and the anime we get to see Ed perform his state alchemy test. And then
from my point of view.
Yeah, okay, sure.
He's a bad guy, and then he's suddenly not a bad guy.
Right.
Yeah.
He is a good guy.
Okay.
The entire way. But like I said, he's an alchemist.
Yeah, he makes fire.
Yeah, but then there's more than just Ed and Al, and then we never get like a sense that there's more of them and like who they are. Because obviously Tucker, and Al, and Ed.
A little bit of a sense that there's, because they kind of talk that there's other alchemists and he's a state alchemist and blah, blah, blah.
And that's what I was saying. There was never a scene where we got to see like more alchemists in the same room talking about something or anything like that, just to show that there's more than just 3 of these people in the world.
And so do different alchemists manipulate different
they all have different kind of specialties. And so the Colonel is the fire alchemist, and so he's really good at just making fire. Ed and Al, Ed especially, what makes him, they call him a genius so much, is that he can do like everything.
Oh,
but it's because he's seen truth.
Right.
And that's how we can do alchemy without a circle, and why the Colonel has gloves, has alchemy circles on it, and there's all these other little details that are missing.
I thought it was just a Japanese thing. They had these circles and everything.
Yeah, no, and that's why he has to do the hand clapping, and that's like how he completes his circle, essentially, but he doesn't need to draw one like that scene that Alphonse has to draw one on the circle to make the stone face go down.
Because he hasn't seen truth. Well, I guess he has, but
until the end when he does, but yeah. So the Colonel and all these other people, they all have different kinds of how they perform their alchemy and stuff like that. But again, it's never shown, so we never get a sense of that.
You know the army of homunculi that the friend makes at the end?
Yes.
Is that what they look like in the anime?
They look different.
Okay.
I think
because they looked like they could be from an anime.
Yeah, no, they did. They look pretty close, like in that they're just like gray skinless blobs, but in the anime I believe they have a little more like the red stripes that run down like the 7 deadly sins. They have like those, and they run up to their faces, and I'm pretty sure their faces, they're just blank. Okay,
so they don't have the giant eye and the gaping mouth.
And they had the gaping mouth.
Okay,
because that's how they bit people.
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah, but they didn't have the eye, or I'm trying to recall, I think in one version they did have the eye, but it was like in their mouth, or I'm confusing with another show.
Okay.
It was to make them look creepy, of course. I'm pretty sure they were eyeless, though. They were just like faceless.
I like the part where he like made them all, and they're like, "Father," and then they eat them.
Yes. Well, and that's again an allusion to something else, right?
To what?
Who's their dad? Who are they referring to? Right?
Oh, I thought they were talking about him.
That's what he thinks.
Oh.
Right, but there's more behind the scenes.
Is their dad the same dad as the 7 deadly sins?
Yes.
Oh.
That's the whole idea. Yeah.
Is it Truth?
No.
Should Truth come down and make them from wherever? How come he, in the anime / manga,
Sure.
when Ed loses a limb, does it materialize on Truth the way it did in the movie?
Yeah.
So does eventually Truth get a whole body?
Maybe.
It's just the story of Truth getting a body, isn't it? He's a go-getter.
He's just out there chilling out by his door for like a few millennia, and he's like, I think I need to get out of here. No, it's just kind of like showing what he's sacrificed for his alchemy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he never gets out.
Well,
Truth doesn't.
Kind of, but...
The truth gets out!
Yeah, it's still out there.
He comes and exposes the fake news.
Yes.
Wait, we're going back to Truth again for a second. The Truth shoves Ed through that door.
Yeah.
What does Ed see? Like everything? Is that a specific thing that he's supposed to that is supposed to be revealed, or is it that he just understands the universe?
Yeah, I think it's just like the truth of the cosmos is revealed to him, and it's like, it almost rips his entire soul apart kind of thing, right?
Why?
Well, the little black hands and everything that are all grabbing him and stuff, and it's all like...
I vaguely remember that.
Yeah.
I watched it like 2 days ago.
Yeah, they're in there, and I think it's like, you gotta... The truth of everything can shear your mind, but... Be strong and resist and all that kind of stuff like that, right? So.
All right, yeah. Sorry, back to the homunculi.
No, I'm just all over
the place.
Them. Yeah, I wasn't expecting them because, again, in the other two versions, they don't show up till a little later, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I felt like there's, just from my experience of watching adaptations of things, I'm like, well, I think there's probably parts that are less important that they're highlighting, and that there's parts that they're speeding up so that it's a more of a better story.
Well, and that's what I was saying. They actually did do a pretty good job at that. It is a contained story that you're like, oh, this general guy was trying to use the souls to make an army of homunculi to control stuff, and he did, but then we stopped him. Hooray, right?
Yeah.
But the 7 deadly sins, lust and envy, you're like, what was their agenda? We don't know. Ed and Al don't even know.
Yeah.
The Colonel doesn't know.
Nobody knows.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, there was a mystery there. That happens.
Yeah, I still enjoyed it.
Yeah.
What did you think about it, Dan? Tell me your thoughts.
Well, like I said at the outset, I did enjoy it. And
that's good.
I thought it was a good intro to Full Metal Alchemist. But as we were talking, there are, of course, many things that are missing. And I think it's not even just... I guess, obviously for time and this and that, but it's like, you can move some of the scenes, or like you said, there was no scene explaining his powers, and we didn't get to see, okay, what can he do, or what's the deal with the watch, right?
Yeah.
Because he's holding it in several scenes, right?
Yeah.
And...
Oh, is the watch his dad?
No, the watch is the symbol that there's a state alchemist. It lets him go to places, and when people are like, who the heck are you? Or he wants to buy food or something like that, he's like, hey, I'm with the military. Here's my state alchemist watch. It proves that he's a state alchemist.
Really?
Yeah. That's all it is. It's like an identification badge.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought it was important.
No, it's important that he can identify himself as a state alchemist.
Yeah.
Because people, when he's blowing up towns, right, they're like, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm doing army work.
Good point, yeah.
So, just a few things like that were missing, in my opinion. But I did enjoy it. And like I said, the characters looked the costumes were well done, and they looked really good out of the anime.
The costumes were really well done.
I was really curious a lot of the time when I was watching it. I was like, okay, is Al CG the entire time? Or is there some times where he's not?
Tell.
And I was like, well, I guess that's a mark of good CG if he is, because I can't tell if he's CG or not.
No, for sure. He actually looked really good.
Because I assume they did have a physical prop, because in the opening scene, you see the suits of armor.
Yeah.
And, they fall over, and like, okay, that's a physical prop. But it's like, yeah, and some of the other scenes, obviously he's fighting CG. Cool. But when he's sitting there talking to Winry, is it like that CG, or is that the prop armor that they just affixed to look like that? And I was like, oh, that was kind of cool. Like I said, I did not like the main character's hair.
Yeah. Did you feel like the casting was okay, or?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I did.
There was no one that you, stood out that you're like, oh, that's totally miscast and not the same as the anime or anything?
No, I think it was just a matter of course, how many characters were absent. Because there's obviously more.
Okay.
And, and that kind of thing. So I was just kind of trying to figure out where they were going with it the entire time while I was watching, to not just to be like, wait, that's not where they go. And it's like, okay, no, because, it's a different thing. That's fine. And no, so it was really good. I just was curious. Like I said, the Tucker was all beefed up to then, I guess he was working with the general, and the general wanted him to figure out how to transmit souls. The Philosopher's Stones are depicted as, okay, they're super powerful and this and that kind of thing. They're sacrificed souls to make these things. And in the anime and the manga, they're depicted as, like, insanely powerful. Like, if you have one, you can blow up a town without even trying.
Oh, wow.
So when they're like, oh, we're just going to put them all in the homunculi, I'm like, don't you only need like a few of those to like power these things? Because I was like, if you just put one in there, like that would make them like super powerful. Because I was like, they're a collection of souls, not just one soul. Which was Al made. I was surprised. At least maybe that was the dub when he was like, "Oh, don't use it. It's a soul." And I was like, "No. There's like 10 souls in there." But whatever.
Yeah.
It's a minor thing.
Did you watch the dub version?
I didn't. Was there a dub version?
Yeah. No, I watched it with subtitles.
Yeah, no, I just watched it with subtitles as well.
Oh, okay.
I didn't even know if there was a dub.
I think there was, because when they did the credits, they like credited.
I don't know. I was watching it in the subtitles.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, like I said, I overall enjoyed it and definitely feel like it was basically, I was like, it just makes me want to watch Full Metal Alchemist.
Nice.
Right? But not in a bad way, like where a Death Note left me a sour taste. And so I was kind of like, oh, that was cool. And it was just a different take on the story and the ideas. The main stuff is there.
Yeah.
Al loses his body, soul's in the armor. Ed and Al are going around trying to figure it out because they want to get his body back, right? Yeah. So how do they perform that alchemically? And they're like, okay, we need the Philosopher's Stone. That doesn't work. Now the second, if they do another one, it's like, okay, what's the next idea, right?
Okay.
Because in the show and the manga, they end up traveling their entire country.
Oh, wow.
This just focuses on like 2 towns, right?
I have 2 questions.
Sure.
When you're done your explanation.
No, I was just that's where it was like, it was kind of a good kickoff. I don't know if they're going to do more. I remember hearing about this a long time ago, maybe like a year ago, and I was like, that's not. What?
Yeah.
But I was like, well, it was Japanese, because they do that a lot.
Yeah.
They like to adapt, and I was like, yeah, whatever, it can maybe work, I guess. And yeah, I feel that it did work. I guess because the characters are so iconic, like the 7 Deadly Sins.
Yeah.
Their whole plot was unrevealed.
Yeah.
So it's like, you couldn't make a new villain, though, to kind of replace the 3 of them.
Right.
To be like, oh, this is going to be what my plot is. Like, or you could make like a general, like the lackey of the general. Right. Maybe they could have been the bad guy behind the scenes, killing Marco and this and that. And then that, when they fight and they kill, they're like, we got the bad guy and the general. Yeah. We did it. This, it's like, okay, we killed Lust, but what were they even doing? Yeah. So that could have been reworked, but I think...
Does Lust die in the anime too?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
She's the first one to die.
Oh, do more of them die?
Well, yes. Yes. No, but they're so iconic, the villains, that it's like if you didn't have them in there, then it's like... It's missing a big piece. It's missing a big piece, right? So, yeah.
Okay, so here's my 2 questions for you.
Sure.
One, is that what Al looks like in the anime? Did they do a good job?
Oh, yeah. Yeah? No, like I said, he looks straight right out of it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And 2, are they supposed to be in Europe?
It's like a Europe type.
Okay.
Like it's an alternate history.
I feel like at one point they referred to somebody as like
the
Frau. Or the Fuhrer. Yeah, that's what it was.
The king is the Fuhrer. Okay. And he runs the country. So yeah, it's like an alternate kind of. It's kind of like you ever play or Valkyria Chronicles. It's that kind of thing too. Where it's like an alternate Europe. Okay. But it's not like Europe.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
I did like in that opening fight scene, yes, which I really enjoyed actually, but I did kind of notice like watching it and I'm like, so did they just borrow like King's Landing?
No, they went to Italy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because there was a big Italy like filming unit section in the credits. Because as soon as I saw it, I was like, okay, there has to be Italy, and
because I felt like it looked like the city from King's Landing.
Yeah, that's
quite
fair.
a bit, right?
Yeah, well, and that's again, it has a Europe type feel of the whole setting.
Europe type.
Well, and the country it's depicted as a big circle, right?
Yeah.
And then, like I said, they do go to different places.
It's like a summoning circle.
Yeah.
It's like an alchemy circle.
Yes, but then when they go to the north, it's like Winterlands, and there's like a big wall that they fight a war against another country up there, and like when they go to the east and the west, it's like more desert and more plains, and so there's more. Oh yeah,
that was kind of like a subplot going on. I guess there's like civil war breaking out throughout the country.
Yeah, well, Hughes gets the report, or the colonel, and they get the report. They're like, oh, there's riots in that city, which is I think it was called Rio, or something like that, and that's the first city that they went to. Which those riots do happen in the
because stuff. Envy is disguised as the priest that died.
Yes. Yeah. So he's like, okay, he's messing stuff up.
He's making riots happen.
Yeah, he's making riots happen.
Yeah.
And then they allude to a couple other incidents, which is the same kind of idea.
Is that tied in with the plot with the 7 deadly sins?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did make me want to watch the anime because I kind of want to know what's going on.
Yeah, like I said, the anime is really good. I wasn't a hater, but I was kind of like, whatever. Yeah. And then I picked up the mangas and started reading them, and I was like, wow, it's really good because it has a lot of interesting themes, despite the comedic elements. But it's all like, there's a walking kid with a soul and a body armor, and then they allude to it. He's like, what if I'm all false memories? Like, what does it mean to be human?
Yeah.
Am I real?
Am I a ghost in the shell?
Am I a ghost in the shell? Exactly, which is all classic themes.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And then the alchemy system is pretty cool and neatly depicted. Like when we get to see more of them, because, like I said, the Colonel, being the fire guy, he's able to create all these sweet fire blasts and stuff like that. And Ed and Al do a lot of cool stuff too.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I would recommend watching the anime, and this was, like I said, it was a good lead-in. It doesn't ruin anything.
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood the same thing?
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood was the one that was done in 2009, which is the one that was based off the manga at the end. The other one, the original Full Metal Alchemist anime, was the one that didn't get based off the manga at the end.
Okay,
so I don't actually know how that one ends.
Brotherhood is the one on Netflix, though.
I think so, yeah.
I saw it on there, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I wanted to watch it, that's the one to watch.
That's one I'd recommend. Okay. It has, it just, of course, it has more characters, more expansive stuff, and they just go to more places. This was really well done for a 2-hour and 15-minute movie.
Yeah. To
contain the story in a couple locations. They go and visit the doctor, but it's not too far away, and they come back and stuff like that. So, it was good.
Cool. What was your favorite part of the movie?
Oh, feel caught off guard here by this question.
Or what stood out to you?
I don't know. I'm trying to think. I mean, I thought the depiction of the alchemy was good with the CG and stuff like that. I thought that was all really cool. And I liked every time they were doing something, I was like, yeah, do something. It makes it look cool, right?
Yeah.
Every time they were doing something. And I don't know. Like I said, I think for the most part when I was watching it, I was just trying to stay with it to just not be like, well, no, that's not how.
Yeah.
So I was just trying to stay with it and figure it out in a sense like that. And I don't know. I thought the depiction of the three of the 7 that we get to see was really good.
Yeah, because Envy's hair.
Envy's hair was great, and shape-shifting, and Lust, stabbing everybody. Classic.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, and then Gluttony, every time...
He did look pretty cool.
He looked great, and then every time they had to, cut away, and then he, opens up to, consume stuff, it was always, the first time, it's, in shadow, and it looks hilarious. And,
yeah.
And then, like I said, he's running down that tunnel.
I liked that they gave him, white-out contacts, too. It was kind of cool.
Yeah. And so I thought there was a couple things that were a little, when he has to stick out his tongue, and I was like, that works in an anime, and I was like, not too so much here, but it was to show that they has the same tattoo, right?
What?
The first time you see him, right, Lust is standing there and you can see her Ouroboros tattoo, and then he's has to stick out his tongue, and then see his. And I was kind of that doesn't really work for people.
No, I didn't mind it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I didn't mind it.
Like I said, there was just a couple things that I wish were shown so that it would make more sense to people. Like you were saying, just like, oh, that there are more alchemists, and this is what they do for the state, and oh, the watch is like this, and Al does have some good expository where he tells people how alchemy works. Yeah. And you're like, okay, equivalent exchange. Needs rock to make rock. Okay.
Yeah.
You can't just make something from nothing. Cool. So yeah, I thought it was good and well done.
Cool.
I don't know. What about your favorite part? Sorry, I went on a little tangent there.
So I think, even though I said it was really goofy, like that initial fight scene between the priest and Ed, I think was just really, really, in its goofy way, really well done, right?
Well, it does establish like the tone / what's gonna kind of happen in a good way.
And the weird rock dog things that he fights, and then they bite his arm and they bite his leg, but he's okay because they're metal.
They're metal. The full Metal Alchemist.
That was good.
Yeah,
I liked that part.
Yeah, they didn't really talk too much more about the automail, which is his arm and leg.
That Winry makes... Winry.
Well, it's actually Winry's grandma makes, and Winry maintains and learns how to make it. And Ed has to go back a couple times because he smashes his arm.
Nice.
And then that's when she eventually starts traveling with them because she's like, you keep breaking everything, I'm coming with you.
Nice.
Yeah. That's so awesome. They skip that part, that's fine. But they don't talk about it as much because it's it's depicted as it's a major industry, and a lot of people need prosthetics because there's always war going on in the continent and in the country.
Is he called Full Metal Alchemist because he has an arm and leg that's made out of metal, or is that something else?
I believe it's just because of his arm and his leg.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't quite sure if that's why, because he wasn't all metal.
Yeah. No, that's why
he's half Metal Alchemist.
Yeah, that's why they joke with his brother being in the armor, and they're like, you gotta be the Full Metal Alchemist because he's covered in armor.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that joke occurs a few times.
Yeah.
Because when people first meet him, of course, they're all like, look at this big badass in armor. It's not this little kid. Yeah, basically. So
it was pretty easy to follow.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a few parts where I think I would have been more emotionally involved if I had seen the anime.
Yeah, that was one of the things that I was noticing when I was watching, is that, okay, when he goes down and then he's talking with Tucker, gets the exposition, learns how the soul stones are made, or philosopher's stones are made, and then he breaks down and he's all like, "Mah!" And I was like, there seems to be no reason for him doing this.
Yeah, I didn't really get why he, well, I mean, I guess he was upset because people were dying for philosopher's stones.
Yeah, I think that's the idea behind it, because he's all the injustice of it.
Yeah.
But we never get that sense there, the build up that he's so staunchly against anything. He yells at Tucker, of course, earlier because he's like, you used your daughter, that's bad. And you're like, okay. And then it's like, okay, people were used in experiments, that's bad. But then there's no reason to get breakdown-y emotional about it.
I didn't understand why Tucker wanted to kill Ed, where he's like, you want to give your brother back a body, and I'm going to make sure you never do it by killing you.
Did he want to kill him?
Yeah, he was going to shoot him.
Oh, I thought he was just threatening him a bit.
Oh, I thought he was going to shoot him.
Oh, well, and that's what I was saying with the Tucker character was not... After he gets arrested, it's he's over.
Okay.
And so this was their own thing, and I think, like I said, we were just missing some stuff. Oh, he was working with the general. Okay, he's a bad guy.
Well, we knew he was kind of at least gray when he turns his daughter.
No, that's what I mean, but it's what is their plan? And why do they need to stop the Full Metal Alchemist? They just throw a switch and then things happen?
Yeah.
So I agree with you there that there was some weird... I think he was just unhinged, and maybe because he got arrested because of the Full Metal Alchemist revealing.
But he seemed like he also wanted to get Al a body, but he was all like, I'm just going to make sure you don't do it. Which was kind of weird to me.
Yeah. I think it was just more of a revenge for getting him arrested and exposing him as this weirdo.
This has very little to do with the movie, but when I was looking at pictures to see if the dog daughter looked the same.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to call it.
No, that's
the doctor.
No, that's fine.
That the Apple pen. I have a pen. I have a Apple.
No.
Put them together. Apple. It was that, but it was, I have a dog. I have a daughter. Daughter, dog.
Are you sure? Yeah.
You've never seen that? It's so stupid. I'll show it to you after.
Clearly I've missed out, apparently, on some stupidity.
Yeah.
I can imagine it because, of course, I know the Apple Pen is a terrible piece of technology.
Oh, is it actually a thing?
Yeah. It's...
Oh. So this guy's making okay. What is the Apple Pen?
It's their stylus, but you have to charge it by putting it at the bottom of your iPad. And, like, it sticks out of your iPad and uses the same port as, like, your charger.
What?
Yeah, no, it's some weird Apple stuff. So people break them, notoriously.
Apple
because you have
does
to, like, hold it.
Weird, stupid shit all the time,
Yes,
right?
that's what I mean. It's a notorious Apple thing, so...
Yeah.
I was curious how far this was going to go because they travel all over the place, and that's why I was actually pleased that they just stopped.
Oh, okay, that's good.
You know, they were like, here's our story, it's point A to point B, and he's in the one spot. There was some... This is going to be some spoiler stuff. Marco doesn't die.
Wait, who's Marco?
Who tells him about the Philosopher's Stone?
Oh, right, okay.
Who was making them. He doesn't die
Okay.
in the manga.
I didn't
in the
care
anime.
when he died, so...
Well, because he comes back later to help them fight the big plan.
Oh.
So it's kind of like, oh. But in this context in the story, they're
It
like...
made sense.
Yeah. He was going to tell him stuff, Lost kills him, done. Right? But she doesn't do a good job because he's still able to get some final words out.
Yeah, a lot of final words.
Yeah.
I was like, is this guy dying or what?
Yeah, I was like, I thought she stabbed him in the heart.
Yeah. That last...
He's Japanese, ready to get those last final words out.
Yeah.
Nice.
I like how Winry was like, you go back, I'm going to stay here with his corpse and take care of it because I know the military.
Yeah, she's hardened.
She's capable.
Yeah.
I like her. She can do stuff.
And I was curious when I saw that Ed had his blonde hair, because she's blonde in the anime.
Oh.
Winry, that is. So I was kind of like, and then she was dark haired. I'm like, oh, that's fine. Everybody dark hair, fine. Because even Hughes is blonde. Because again, I think it's more of a like a Germanic
Right.
kind of region of Europe that they're depicting. So
That makes sense.
yeah.
Wait, is the Fuhrer, is he the one that owns the deadly sins?
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
I do know, but I'm not gonna tell you.
Oh, come on.
I don't want to tell you, in case you do watch it.
Is he true?
I'm not gonna tell you.
He's true.
They're all truth, Devin. That's the point.
Oh my god, that's how truth gets out.
Yeah. That's the point.
Is there more shit like that in the anime?
What do you mean?
Like truth and the deadly sins and all that? Is there more of that kind of weird metaphysical junk?
The entire thing is based off that kind of thing, yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, no, it's really well. It's really cool and really well done. And
But when do they fight the space mech techno angels?
that's after the second season comes and they come in. No, it's really cool, really well done. It has a very neat alchemical magic system.
Yeah.
And that it actually like has rules that they have to follow, and that's why there's like scientists like Tucker and even the alchemists, you know, they go back and they try to read to figure stuff out because it's like everything has to be done in a defined way. Mm-hmm. And that's what makes it a really kind of a neat thing. And the show, it does get really dark. Even from the movie, there's some darkness there, right? Like,
I think when I was texting you while I was watching it, I'm like, oh shit, just got dark.
yeah, and the idea that some of the villains are 7 deadly sins.
Yeah.
It makes it all pretty dark and stuff.
Okay.
As well. But
Here's a question that maybe the anime answers.
sure.
So there's the 7 deadly sins.
Yeah.
But aside from gluttony, I don't really feel like they represent their sin that much.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from lust maybe having boobies.
Yeah.
But are they more like about their sin in the anime?
Yeah. Well, definitely we didn't get a lot of screen time with Envy.
Yeah, I know,
In
which
this.
is a shame because Envy had the best hair.
Yeah, we mostly always get screen time with Lust.
Yeah.
Who in the beginning is more prominent, but then you get more screen time with the rest as they go. And then they reveal themselves a little more. Gluttony, of course, we get to see him eat some stuff. Fine.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
what else are you going to do?
What else is Gluttony going to do? Yeah, so you do get some more kind of time with the rest of them, and then they become more their personification of themselves. Lust, yeah, like you say, she's just walking around just being quote unquote lustful. But,
yeah. Well, I mean, she wasn't lustful. I guess she inspires lust.
I think that's it as well, yeah.
But, like, she wasn't, like, coming on to people or anything like that.
No, but I mean, it's kind of like, I'm trying to say that, like, yeah, like you say, either she's inspiring it or she just...
she's just being sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but you can lust after different things, not just sex, right? So, it's kind of an idea, right?
Well, what is she lusting after?
Power or
wanting
to be human. She mentions that a couple times, right? So,
oh, yeah.
So, you know, there's more there that I think, again, yeah, we get some more time with them in the anime and the manga.
Okay.
Especially with, like, Envy and some of the rest that we don't see.
I really wanted more Envy. As Envy. Not just... Because Envy can... Shapeshift.
Yeah.
But I just wanted Envy with that hair.
Yeah. Yeah, well, like I said, and that's... Could be budget, could be time, the story they wrote.
Yeah.
It just wasn't...
I thought they did a good job.
Yeah.
It was a contained story. It took me a little bit to figure out what was going on, but I enjoyed it the whole time.
Yeah, it's definitely, like I said, it starts off right away.
Man, I was so glad that it wasn't just about kids. I was like, if this is a movie about 2 kids, I'm out.
You're out. Well, that was one of the things that was interesting is that Al's voice is a kid's voice in the anime. Because he doesn't grow up.
That's
Right.
so sad.
Yeah, so he's stuck in the armor. So
Al's voice sounded like a woman's voice in this.
It's possible. I mean, a lot of times they get women to voice young children. So
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, as soon as he was speaking, and I was like, oh, it's not a small child.
Yeah.
So, which I guess it's annoying.
Yeah.
It's hard to work with small children.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, wait, there's one part that I should talk about.
Okay.
When Ed is punching Al with his fist.
With his actual hand, yeah.
Al's like, it hurts.
Yeah.
So he can feel pain?
I think he was talking emotional pain.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure.
No, yeah, that's what I figured.
I was like, oh, did they make it did they figure something out? Like, did the hypnotic make him feel things?
Yeah. Tucker do something to him?
Is he coming alive inside the suit of armor?
No, unfortunately. I think he was referring to emotional pain.
Oh, okay, never mind.
You know, that he's emotionally
Emotions,
scarred.
what are those?
Yeah, he's emotionally scarred pretty big because, you know, like they say, he can't sleep, he can't feel pain, he can't eat anything.
No.
He's not living a life.
Poor Al.
Yeah. That's what happens when you're trying to bring your mom back from the dead.
And then she turns into a pile of goo.
Yeah.
Black goo.
Yeah. And again, maybe that was a thing, like when he comes, when he's down on the thing and then with Tucker and then he's like, oh, I went and saw Truth. It was like, we didn't get a scene there of him at the door.
Yeah.
With Truth. That would have probably been cool.
Wait, who's that Truth?
Al. That's why he's able to do alchemy without a circle at the end of the movie.
Oh, wait, I totally missed that.
Yeah, it's when he's on the bed with Tucker the second time, and Tucker's giving his exposition, and then the homunculi are attacking, and then Al starts doing alchemy without a circle. When
did he see Truth, though?
It's just, he says that. He's like, oh, I went and saw Truth. And that's how I'm able to do that. But we don't see that.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying it would have been cool to see that. Then you were like, oh.
Yeah, I missed that.
Well, and like I said, it was just like a quick line.
Yeah.
So, again, there was just some things that they could have either added, but then it would have made the movie longer, bigger budget, fine.
Yeah.
Then they would have had to cut things or change the story too much. But there was a few scenes that were just like, you're just standing there. Could have trimmed that down a little bit.
Yeah, like they probably could have just cut out the part where the brothers fight.
Yeah, that part I was kind of like, eh.
I was like, whoop whop.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess it's, it's a thing. It happens. Characters are at their low point and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So is Al a homunculi?
No, that's the point.
He's a soul.
He's a soul imbued in the armor.
And nobody else can do that.
No one has been able to do it as well as Ed did. I think that's what the implication in the movie was.
Chimera?
No, because Chimera involved living tissue, right? So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it's implied that no one can figure out how to do it as well as Ed did. But it was like he found it in a book, so someone would probably figure someone could figure it out. He found how to do it in a book. But maybe that book burned down with our house.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Maybe his dad did it.
Well,
His dad, who is the Führer, who made all of the deadly sins and also is truth.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, figured it out.
The way the movie, they could do it anything they want.
And yeah.
So you could entirely be correct.
And that was Hughes.
And now it's Hughes. Hughes back from the dead? What? No, yeah, he was really good. He was probably one of my favorite parts.
He looked so much like he was from an anime.
Well, and he acted very much like a very, like, that anime upbeat character.
Yeah,
He's
totally.
always, like, upbeat and chipper. You know, he has a couple of solemn moments. He's like, we're your friends. You know, we're here to help. And then he's like, let's have some sandwiches.
Totally.
Right? So it was really good. So,
yeah, overall, I would recommend people watch this movie.
Yeah.
It's not as good as Warren's Host Club, but nothing is.
Yeah, well, and that's, again, a show. There's no... Well, unless there's an OVA. Is there an OVA for...
A what?
Like a movie of Ouran Host Academy?
I wish.
That's surprising if there isn't. Yeah,
maybe there is. Maybe I should find...
I'm surprised that you haven't watched it.
If there is, we have to do an episode on that. Absolutely.
Sure.
There's no other anime that I've rewatched as much as Ouran.
Yeah, I believe that.
And I still enjoy it every single time.
I think for me, my rewatches, and I think you asked me this when we did our intro, it's between Berserk, I think, and Death Note at this point.
Yeah.
Are the two that I've watched the most. I just always
I will never get tired of Ouran.
Yeah.
I can watch it and I find new things about it. It's so stupid and it's just so ridiculous and funny. It's so well done.
Sure, I mean, it's entertainment.
Yeah.
As long as you're entertained, well, there's no issue there.
Entertainment.
Yeah. I actually, like I said, after watching this movie, I was like, man, I should do a rewatch of Full Metal Alchemist. I haven't watched it in a while.
I might watch it too.
It's entirely worth the watch. It's so good. And like I said, this movie, anime, of course, has its own style and tones and themes. And this movie has very much like the Japanese movie vibe to it for myself, which I was hoping would be toned down a little bit because it's kind of wacky sometimes, and I was like, I thought they were going to take like a more serious tone with this because the entire story is pretty serious. It's like,
oh yeah,
these kids sacrifice things to try to get, and they're trying to get their body and souls back and try to like rebuild their lives, and meanwhile the country is falling into riots and there's these things that are going on, and so it's like I was kind of hoping that they would kind of shy away from some of the comedic, but you gotta throw that in once in a while. I'm not saying no, all serious 100%.
I didn't mind it because watching it I was like, this is definitely based off an anime.
Sure. And then I was kind of hoping maybe that they would shy away from that, but that's fine.
But I didn't mind it.
No, I'm not saying it was
I think
horrible.
that's kind of where Netflix went wrong with Death Note.
With Death Note, yeah.
Because like when you watch Death Note, you're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. Sure.
The live action, obviously.
Yeah, obviously I knew what you were talking about.
Like, what is this?
Yeah, and actually it was interesting because I was curious. Okay, this was made by Warner Brothers.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it has the WB logo on it. And I was curious, it was like, okay, did it get a release in Japan? And then they were like, for North America, we'll just release it on Netflix because we don't think it'll do well, and like there's no point in putting it out into theaters.
Yeah.
I was curious about that kind of distribution because it says also that it's a Netflix exclusive, so I was like, okay, did it come out in Netflix Japan only? It seems like something that would come out in theater. The quality is there.
The Japanese Death Note, did it have the same like tone that Full Metal Alchemist did?
Movie-wise?
Yeah.
No, it went serious with it. There's the occasional jokes with Misa and some of the characters with L and stuff like that. There's a few jokes there, but the tone is serious the entire time. A lot of Death Note. Okay. I mean, the show is quite serious.
I'm just wondering, is there more like Japanese live action versions of anime that has the same feel that that this one did?
I think so, yeah.
Because I would watch the shit out of those.
Yeah, no. As far as I know, there's like there's a Renuri Kenshin, and I think there's like a bunch. I think it's like a whole thing.
Oh, cool.
But I just don't think we get them in North America because anime is not even as popular out here anyway. Like, it's popular.
It's getting there.
I'm not saying it's not popular, but I just like it's not to the point where like this movie's gonna come out in theater and probably do well. Like, I don't even think I think the Berserk movies were only shown like once in like one small theater, and and I've seen a couple of other ones show up on occasion. Well, what did I go see?
Ghibli does well.
Yeah, no, and then I went and saw, that's what it was. I went and saw Ghost in the Shell Arise, their movie.
Oh, okay.
But it was literally, I think it was just the one night on like a Thursday at the International, and I went and there was like 8 people in there.
Nice.
And it was pretty awesome. I really enjoyed it. and I like stumbled across it, but I don't think it played for longer than like a few shows, right? So we just don't get that out here in North America. And so we have to seek it out on our own. Netflix, other DVD or Blu-ray or Amazon or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I just don't think they get that. But I was just made me curious because I was like, is this North America Netflix only? And did WB, did it do well in Japan? And they were going to make another one. Because I didn't see any news that they were like, they're going to make more. Because it ends essentially on like, it's a non-ending.
Yeah. Right? I'd watch a sequel to it.
Yeah, me too. I'm actually like kind of looking forward to, if there is a sequel, I want to watch it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I want more.
That's always a good sign.
Yeah.
Not like Death Note, where we're like, don't.
please stop. It's okay.
Stop. Why do you hate us? Netflix, why do you hate Death Note?
It never happened.
Why?
Yeah. No, like I said, I actually would really recommend watching this movie, and I would definitely recommend watching the show. It's worth it. I
would recommend watching the movie. I can't speak for the show, but even if you've never seen the show, I think you might enjoy it.
Yeah, and I think that's a good kind of key, that if like you didn't know everything that I've seen all the rest, and you still enjoyed it. Yeah, there was some character knowledge missing. Yeah. And world building missing. But the movie still made sense.
It still made sense, and it wasn't enough to ruin the enjoyment of the film.
Sure.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, if you want to follow us on Instagram, you can. We're Tome_of_Uselessness. We're also on the website.
And our YouTube channel.
I was going to tell them what our website was.
Oh,
you interrupted.
Our website's the same name.
No, tomeofuselessness.com.
Yes.
Or on YouTube, we're Tome of Uselessness.
Yeah.
The podcast. Rate and review us on iTunes.
Yeah, thanks for listening as always.
Be our friends.
Yeah.
Send us sponsorship.
I don't think that's happening.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
We do not have the numbers for that. But we really do appreciate the 197 downloads we've had so far.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, have a good night, and I don't know, see you on the flip side.
Nice.
Yeah.